Pretty good, Praise Precious. Thank you. Danny, bye.
The views expressed are solely those of the speaker and not necessarily those of Paltalk.com, AVM Software, or its advertisers.
Sorry about that message that everybody just got on Paltalk that was sent inadvertently. Welcome to News Talk Online. News Talk Online is a production of Paltalk.com, the largest multimedia interactive program on the internet with more than 4 million unique users on demand on iTunes and on YouTube. And on my site, GaryBaumgarten.com, where you are encouraged to post your comments, whether you agree with me or not. Wow, was that blog just zinging along over the weekend over Sarah Palin's comments calling the McCain folks that were leaking information about her after the election was over jerks. And boy, did everybody have something to say whether they agreed with that or not. And thanks to our good friends at CRN Digital Talk Radio, we're syndicated across the United States into 12 million additional households. I am your host, Gary Baumgarten. Welcome to the show. Sorry about my voice being a little bit raspy. I got a tad of a cold. We got a great guest today. He's served with so many presidents, Ford, Carter, Nixon, Reagan. I probably missed somebody along the way. You know, of all the problems, domestic and foreign, that face our president-elect Barack Obama, in my opinion, none is more perennially critical than the quest for peace in the Middle East. Joining us to talk about the prospects for a solution to that quagmire and other issues facing the new president with regard to foreign affairs is former Assistant Secretary of State Richard Murphy. If I read you his entire biography, we wouldn't get opportunity to talk to him. That's how well credentialed today's guest is. He spent 34 years as a career Foreign Service officer. After service in the U.S. Army, he joined the Foreign Service of the State Department. From 1955 to 68, he served in Rhodesia, southern Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe. He served in Lebanon, Syria, Saudi Arabia, and Jordan. In 71, President Nixon nominated him as ambassador to Mauritania, and in 74, he became ambassador to Syria. He was ambassador to the Philippines and Saudi Arabia. From 83 to 89, he served as Assistant Secretary of State under President Reagan. During that period, he was particularly active in the Israeli-Arab peace process. He has received the President's Distinguished Service Award 3 times. It's a heck of a high honor. The State Department's Superior Honor Award twice. In 1985, he was named Career Ambassador. That's a title that's held by only 5 officers serving at any given time. He retired from government service in 1989. That's when Ambassador Murphy joined the Council on Foreign Relations as Senior Fellow for the Middle East. He has continued to visit that region several times a year. Very well credentialed, very well spoken, very knowledgeable. Ambassador, once an ambassador, always an ambassador. Richard Murphy, welcome to News Talk Online on Paltalk.com.
Gary, thank you very much.
Well, we thank you for being here. So much in the news today about foreign affairs. You know, we've been concentrating a lot, especially during the campaign. That's when the bottom fell out on Wall Street on domestic issues, but we can't take our eye off the foreign affairs ball. Just too many things going on, way too important. I personally have been, and I've heard you say in other interviews that you've been disappointed, I guess, don't want to put words in your mouth, about the lack of progress in the Middle East over the last 7.5, 7 3/4 years of the Bush administration. My assessment, and I'd like you to correct it if it's wrong, is that when President Clinton left office, there was some progress, and this administration decided to not follow through. And as I understand it, when it comes to these kinds of issues, when one administration leaves and another takes over, generally, whatever progress is made in negotiations with other countries is picked up. The gauntlet is picked up by the ensuing administration. But that doesn't seem to have happened.
No, it didn't happen, and the usual explanation from members of the Bush administration has been that Clinton's efforts, which were really confined in a major way to the last year of his administration, the last year of the 8-year term, didn't succeed. And their attitude was to shrug and say, well, given the intense personal involvement that President Clinton made in that last year, and there was no success at the end of the day, there was no agreement between the Palestinians and the Israelis, much less peace treaty, why should the new president engage himself? And then with that mindset, that year, of course, was marked only those few months later by 9/11 and the new focus on Afghanistan, followed by the 2003 invasion of Iraq. So they never really got back in a major way to the Middle East peace process, the Arab-Israeli peace process, except for the visits by Secretary Rice over the past roughly 18 months, which regrettably haven't produced much.
Well, I think the country's stature under this administration was such that the administration didn't hold as much weight as has been in the past towards trying to get the parties together, and I think that's part of the problem, and I don't think you would particularly disagree with that. I don't think very many people would. Why do they always wait to the last moment? Because they're more concerned about their legacies, these presidents, rather than a true and lasting peace?
Well, they didn't all wait. The Nixon administration and the Ford administration were very active after in the first term and the second term, and then with President Reagan, it was less intense at the White House level, but